Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I'm George. We're all George. So this morning, unfortunately, Solana is having some trouble. Major outage reported. So let me give you a latest update on what's going on with Solana. And of course, we got to talk about Bitcoin. What's going on with Bitcoin? The latest. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. You know what? I'm going to do something first. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to switch it up. Instead of Bitcoin first, let's just get this Solana thing going. So what is going on? Right now, as you can see, network restart is underway. So once this hits 80%, then the network is going to restart. And hopefully that doesn't take too long. But I had this up for like maybe 30 minutes, and it has been moving pretty quickly. You could see it's at 76%. So the network is about to restart. Now, what happened exactly? Well, they haven't really released it yet, but we do know that approximately 1022, sorry, I can't talk, UTC, something happened. The block stopped producing. There was just no more, right? So basically they tweeted out that they're investigating. They have found a new, or they developed a new patch that will be patching all the validators. And then once they do, they're going to restart and things will start working again. But you know, it's quite amazing. Despite this happening, Solana barely dipped. It didn't even move. This is how strong the Solana holders are. I don't know what you call Solana holders. Solanians or something. I've just made that up. But anyways, you know, like right now, if you see, you know, there hasn't been any block since 4 hours ago, right? But it looks like things are about to restart and fix themselves. Now, in case you're wondering, I used to be very bearish on Solana for one reason and one reason alone. It was really because of the outages. But since 2023, they made big strides, and we haven't seen it. The last time Solana had an outage that required a reboot was back early 2023, around February. So it's been about a year. And since then, nothing. But if you go back 2022, 2021, many outages, but they have been improving and improving and improving. So this is what it looks like. This is a pretty cool site from Solana. It shows you like the main, they call it the mainnet beta. They still call it a beta, even though that's the mainnet. You can see this is the uptime for the last 90 days, 99.84%, which isn't too bad. But this is like an overall view. For a monthly view, you could see, okay, we have a red dot or red square. And then you have to go back all the way here to February. Okay, February was an 18-hour downtime, which isn't good, right? But you can see the entire 2023, outside of February, clean as whistle. Even with all the airdrops, with all the increased volume on Jupiter and Jitto and Radium and Orca and everything, it's been pretty solid. So it'll be quite interesting to hear about like what exactly happened. But then if you go back, you know, the 2022 is when it got really bad. You could see October, September, June, May, April, January. See, that's why. That's why I was, you know, for a time period, I was like, you know what? Solana just has way too many outages versus everyone else, right? But since 2023, they've really changed. I mean, you could see it's all green. All green until now, right? So they've done some good stuff. And like I said, Solana holders are going to keep on holding. They're not going to give up. So actually, that's the latest. And they might even turn green today, even with this. Bitcoin is a little bit in the green. All right, so that's the latest with Solana. In case you're wondering, it's about to reboot. And hopefully after it reboots, there's going to be no more problems. So is it going to hit 80%? And I don't know if it's like as simple as a computer rebooting. It's not, because all the validators have to reboot. But I'm assuming they all come up really quickly afterwards. Anyways, we're getting there. Anyways, moving on to the broader market and to Bitcoin. What's going on? Well, you have another Fed. This time, the Minneapolis Federal Reserve president. He believes that policymakers can take their time cutting interest rates. Everyone's going to say it, okay? Everyone's going to like voice their own opinions. But honestly, none of them really matter. The only thing that matters is what Powell wants to do, okay? And Powell is going to be forced to cut rates sooner than later. So most likely, it's probably going to be May, okay? It's not going to be March. It's going to be May. And every other Fed president can voice their displeasure and say it's too soon, we need to wait, and this and that. It's going to happen. Powell needs to make the markets go upwards for this elections that's coming up. So it's going to happen. And when it happens, it's going to be really good because right around then is when the halving event occurs, right? Well, a month after the halving event. And on top of everything else, like ETFs, it's going to be really good. It's going to be very bullish for an entire market. All right. But, you know, something that China's going through is kind of like what we went through back a few years ago. Their stock market right now is plunging. So China is kind of desperate and they're looking at, you know, or at least President Xi wants to come up with a stimulus package to just like flood their market with money to prop up the market and hopefully restart the economy, right? So that's ongoing. You can see they've been on a decline for quite a long time. And yesterday they had a big boost because of rumors that President Xi is going to do some kind of stimulus package, right? And that's basically what a Fed cut is going to be like. It's like a stimulus injection into our economy, and it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really good. But we'll see. If China starts getting their economy back in order, right, it could definitely boost world economies as well. So we'll see what happens there. Outside of some macro stuff, what's going on with Bitcoin? Well, I think you guys know. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It's going to keep on going, and it's going to be very, 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 very bullish from here on out. Substitution for gold is underway because of ETFs, according to Kathy Wood. I would say it already happened, but now it's only going to accelerate from here on out because people that never actually own physical gold, and that's the majority of the people out there, besides like countries and like, you know, that's hoarding like billions of tons of gold. I just made that up. I don't know if it's billions of tons of gold, but it probably is. You know, most retail investors that want to hedge against inflation, what do? And same thing with Wall Street. They buy ETFs. They buy gold ETFs. But now you're starting to see so much money flow into the Bitcoin ETFs and so much volume already going into the Bitcoin ETFs. So there's definitely a substitution, a transition going on right now. Okay, and it's only going to keep on going. I don't think it's going to stop. It's going to keep on going. And you can measure it. You can see it. Like here, Bitcoin funds skyrocketing, gold funds going down. That's been happening for a while, but you can see the Bitcoin funds going up, skyrocketing, mooning right now because of the spot ETFs. There are ETPs and ETFs around the world. Very little, mostly. The ones in the US are the ones that get the most money, most liquidity, most volume, everything, right? And here's an interesting chart that compares gold to Bitcoin. Gold, even though technically there's a set supply on this planet, we're nowhere close of digging out all the gold from the ground. Nowhere close. So we can only estimate how much more could be coming out and flooding the market. It could be infinite. There was a rumor about like how much gold was found in some African country and basically doubles the supply of the world's gold supply. You know, you just don't know, right? There's no definitive number that we could put in terms of how much gold you could dig out of the ground. And plus, people are saying that there's gold in space. You can find it on asteroids and stuff. But with Bitcoin, we know for certainty. There will be 21 million, and that's it. There's no more. It's set by code. We know with a certainty how much there will be, how much has been released, and how much is being held by the people out there. And we know the scarcity factor is real with Bitcoin. With gold, we can only make predictions. With Bitcoin, we know for certain. That's why guys like Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy, they think 100 trillion market cap is doable. I do too, especially if you look at how much gold, gold, and how much money is out there in the world. Just a small slither of that going to Bitcoin will send it up to the moon. And it's just a matter of time. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. It just matters if you have the patience to wait it out. And honestly, it's not like you have to wait 100 years. It's really just a matter of waiting for, the next 10 years. Bitcoin, I can't imagine where it will be 3 cycles from now. So, in 10 years, we would have gone through 3 more cycles, and Bitcoin could very well be at $2 million by then. And that's just 10 years. Just think about the multiples. If this cycle we get to 250,000, then the cycle after that, maybe we hit 750 or a million. And then in that cycle after that, we're going to go from 1 million to 2 million. I mean, that's 3 cycles. That's just 10 years. That's crazy. That's crazy talk if you ask me, but it's probably reality too. Anyways, before we get to 10 million, short term, looking good. Here's a very, very, very telling chart comparing where we are, the halving event, and some of the previous gains from previous cycles, and they're all amazing, right? And we're expecting the same thing. No different this time around as we get closer and closer to halving event, and as we keep on trending upwards, we're going to see a marvelous rise just like all previous times. It's going to be no different. Here's another one. The ADX and DI indicator, okay, hasn't made a golden cross since 2016. That's how bullish it is right now, okay? We didn't even see this in 2021. We had to go all the way back to 2016. And that was the last time Bitcoin went up from $160 to $20,000. Think about that. That's how bullish it is right now. Here's something else that kind of looks at the same thing, but it's looking at RSI. We have reached a territory where things start escalating really quickly. And again, can we see a 400% rise? Yes. Can we see a 3,600% rise? Probably not, but who knows? Maybe it does. And lastly, according to Plan B, according to the stock to flow model, we will never, ever, ever see below 31,000 again. That's according to him. Never below 31,000 again. And if you're just looking at the blue dots, you'll know that this comes right before the red dots. And that's when things get, again, parabolic, right? We're right there. We're right there. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's see if the restart happened. Oh, so close. 79.4%. We're really, really close from restart. All right, let's do some Q&A. Let's see here. Sol is just going. Sol, like a lot of people are commenting, is going to be fine. But you'll have like all these people that come and try to hate and shit on Sol, probably because they missed out and they don't like it. So I don't get it. The tribalism sometimes suck, but Sol is going to do just fine, and Bitcoin is coming up. And Sol honestly didn't even go down. It went down less than 1%. So it's doing just fine. And today is looking pretty green overall. So today could be ending up to be a terrific day. Let's see here. All the ADA guys are here. ADA all the way. If you like slow moving chains and slow moving prices, then you'll love ADA. How much gold is in Antarctica? That's a good question. I don't know. They seem to find gold mines or gold deposits all the time. Any good TV series? I started watching Ted Lasso on Apple TV. Actually, and then there's that, there's a Monarch show on Apple TV. For the longest time, I never subscribed to Apple TVs. I don't really like Apple, but then I caved in because there's nothing to watch on any of the other streaming services. And I gotta say, so far I've been impressed. Apple TV has some good shows. I watched the Monarch show, which is about Godzilla and the other monsters. That was a decent show. Watch it with the family. Now I'm watching Ted Lasso, which is starting to get good. It starts out so slow, but it's getting good, but it's not really a family show at all. And then I think there's some other shows on there, but that's what I'm watching now. When I have time, which usually is never. Picard season 3 is so awesome for the Next Generation fans. If you're a Star Trek Next Generation fan, you gotta watch Picard season 3. Just skip season 1 and 2. They're meaningless. They don't really play into it. Season 3 is just so good. Hopefully they do a season 4, but I mean honestly, Patrick Stewart is so old now. I don't know if he can make any more. Let's see if we hit that magical 80% mark. Come on, just hit 80 already. 79.655. What do you think about Luxo? I really don't have any thoughts about them. Not anymore. I have not been keeping up with them. Let's see if any blocks came out. No, still waiting for the reboot. Binance to list Monero. Yeah, I actually didn't cover that, but yeah, this is why I stay away from privacy coins, because not that they're bad, but every single exchange is going to be pressured to delist them because governments don't like that. So it's going to happen more and more and more, and you know, that's just how it's going to be. Cass Inu, never heard of it. That sounds like a horrible name though for a meme. $1 Billion Heist, an incredible documentary. Why does it sound so familiar? And where do you watch it on? Netflix? What do you think about Bone Shibarium? I don't know. Shiba's just not moving right now, no matter what they do. So, Bone, I never liked Bone. I just always held Shib, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, Bone is supposed to be used for gas fees, but there's no one using Shibarium right now, so. Ermin. It depends. It depends on how many outages they have. If they have no more for a year, then okay, it's understandable. But if they keep having every month, then things change. All right, let's see if the network outages happen. The network restart, I mean. Come on. This is now going so slow. Progress bar max out at 79%. That's what it looks like. It's not hitting at 80%. It's slowing down. H bar, algo, or quant. Out of the three, I would choose H bar out of the three. Is Myro dead? I hope not. They had a pretty good recovery recently, but then kind of slowed down. It came back down again, but hopefully they get past the FUD. Because I still think it's FUD. I don't think there's anything to that FUD, but we'll see. Still rooting for them. Try Ledger, didn't like it. Found Treasure as far as period. It's about the same. I don't know. To be honest, I haven't used Treasure's like latest updates, you know, so I haven't used it for a while. But back in the day, they were pretty similar. When was the last time ADA shut down? I mean, okay, guys. I get it. I get the point. I covered this. I went through here. Like 2021 and 2022 was horrible, right? But Solana has been down since February 2023, and they made huge improvements. So like in 2022, look at you get a red almost everywhere, and that was a horrible month for Solana, January 2022. So I get it, but you know what? That's why they call themselves a beta, because they're still working at it. Solana reboot is moving like charging my battery. Let's see. Okay, we're 79.92%. This better have hit 80% by now. No. It's going to freeze at 79.99%. It's never going to hit 80%. I wonder if there are any people like Ted Lasso in the world where you're so optimistic about everything. By the way, I didn't finish season 1 yet, so don't ruin anything that happens in a later season. White Line, I don't know anything about Zeta and Dimension. Man, that is not moving to 80%. Give us a low cap coin, Joe says. I would say look into Kulo. Kulo is very low cap, still below 3 million. So Moon Daddy is the founder. Very transparent. He's part of the IFC. He's going to be fighting this month against Crypto Crow. So there you go. And MCT, that's the real reason why people hate on Sol. They're mostly ADA holders, and they've just been holding up, like, you know, that frustration has been building up, so they want to lash out. So they want to lash out at Sol. I don't know if this just like died or what. It's not going to 80%. Have you heard of Vara? Vara Network? I've never heard of Vara. It's only on Coinbase and Gate.io. That's weird. It's probably incubated by Coinbase. Build, test, run your own dApps at warp speed with Web3's highest performing layer 1 decentralized network. I don't think it's the highest performing. That's a cool graphics though, right there. That looks pretty cool. Gaming, finance, many others. Okay, so they're another L1. Never heard of them before. Better return Sol or Link? I don't know. Link's been so strong recently, but I'm still rooting for Solana. But Chainlink being 4 times smaller than Solana could have better returns in 2021. They could do more than 10x in 2021. John, are your retirement fund accounts in crypto? I don't have retirement accounts. I never believed in retirement accounts. I feel like retirement accounts just like... basically, put it this way. All the richest people out there on the planet, do they have retirement accounts? No. Because you're supposed to be taking your money and doing something with it, not parking it and trying to make whatever, you know, percentages. It basically locks the money in there. So I believe using that money to generate wealth. So I don't have any retirement accounts. What do you think about 0x Dev? I don't know anything about it. Let's see if no blocks. Man, this is not getting to 80%. It's like stuck at 79.92. Maybe it already hit 80% and then now it's rebooting, so it can't update. But it's been stuck at 79.92 for far too long. I think that's what's happened. I think it already hit 80%. And it's just rebooting. All the validators are rebooting one after another right now. If I had to guess. There's no way it's stuck at this point for so long. Let's see. Is this what you're meaning by 0x Dev? This project? Or some other project? I'm just going to say no, just based on how shitty that website looks. If you're going to be like coming out with a project, like the number one thing is making your website look like it belongs. You can't have some like person created on like, you know, on GoDaddy or something. You need to hire a developer to make a really fancy looking website because that's the first impression, right? For anyone. Where can we find Sol working hours? They have their own page, man. This uptime incidents. There we go. Incident right there. Can Cadena do 2x from all-time high? It could do a 2x from its all-time low, probably. I don't know, Stan. I'm not a fan of Cadena anymore, so don't ask me about their all-time high. I hope they can, but I'm not sure about it. No, I'm not gonna check out Cass Inu. Someone asked about it. It's probably pumping to the moon, and people want me to look at it to help it pump more into the moon, but it's just a horrible name. Jeff, Jordan, I need advice. The send Cardano transaction with SNEC and ADA. The address matches a triple check, but transaction has gone through. It's been 23 hours. There's nothing you could do. I've never had that problem. Maybe you set the gas fee to be too low. I don't know. I don't know what you can do. If you made a swap with, did you make a swap with MinSwap, or you simply sent it from one wallet to another? Teresa, message retracted. Solana's network has restarted. That's what I figured. That's why it never hit 80%, because it actually hit it and is restarting. There we go. Restarted. I don't know how long it takes for it to come back up, though. Hopefully, like, fast, like a normal computer. Heaven Sender. George, new here. What do you think about the token when recent airdrop from Jupiter? It's a meme coin. I mean, if you got some free money, do what you want with it. You could just like ride it, and maybe it could go up to the moon, or it might dump down. So just depends on if you want to just like hold on to that free money, or just sell it and invest in something else that you believe in. Select Model says you'll never see Chainlink at 17 again. I don't know. That 17 was just like not too long ago. I don't know about that, but I do think that Chainlink's will have a fantastic 2024. A lot of people very fearful right now, or like to hate on Solana. But you know what? The Solians, I don't know what you call Solana. Solanians? Yeah, Solanians. They're pretty strong. Solana's only down 1% because due to the outage. That's like in line with pretty much everything else. What are your thoughts on Cardano needing to add USDC? And can that improve interoperability? Well, Cardano, the more stablecoins they add, the better it is. But here's the thing, though. Everything is being done with ADA. Like, if you're trying to buy SNEC, for example, on Cardano, most of the pairs are just ADA pairs. So stablecoins technically should improve liquidity, but you know, I don't know. You know, Cardano people are so hardcore Cardano. Is this Solana Soldiers? That doesn't sound right. Or is it just called Soldiers? Solana Soldiers sound horrible. That's a horrible name. I don't know who came up with that. Link Marine sounds so much better. Soul Soldiers? That doesn't sound right at all. Solana Outagers. That's pretty funny. Jumpman Crypto. I'm not gonna repeat it. Soulless. That's actually not bad. It has to be something positive. Can't be something like that. Can't be soulless. Look at it. It's about to turn green, guys. Solana's not going to go anywhere. People may shit on it. Cardano people may be coming in here and bragging about how Cardano never had a network outage and it's the greatest chain on earth. But, you know, Solana's like 4x higher. And all the momentum and all the hot DeFi, hot memes, hot everything is on top of Solana. Hey, Soul Makers actually sound pretty good. But I don't know what makers, like, it's not very positive. But Soul Makers actually sounds pretty good. Do you know anything about Earn Network? They opened up a cock staking pool today. Thoughts? I've never heard of Earn. But that seems pretty positive for cock. Let's see if they're up again. Where's that transaction? Let's see. Transactions. No. Is it up? I don't see any more. I don't see any transactions happening. Yeah, I think it's still being rebooted here. It might take hours. I don't know how long a reboot takes. Oh, here. A minute ago. Block production at Solana mainnet resumed following a successful upgrade to V1.17.2 and a restart of the cluster by validated operators. Engineers will continue to monitor performance. So it lasts about 5 hours. They're trying to figure it out. But yeah, I guess Solana is back. The network is back, guys. Although I don't see any transactions. It's still at 5 hours ago. Maybe it takes a while. Soul Takers. Soul Takers sound pretty good. Soul Makers or Soul Takers both sounds pretty good. Soulmates? That sounds too, you know what. Soulmates actually makes sense. Soulmate is probably the best one that people have said so far. Soulmates. Soulbra. No, that doesn't sound good. I guess Link has the best nickname for its people. Link Marine somehow just like is so smooth and it makes sense. I don't know if there's any other name that beats Link Marines, but like Soulmates, maybe it's a good one. Cardano's people are called Kardashians. I came up with that. I don't know if that's a good one. Soul Jeets? Soul Bros? No, I think Soulmates is probably the best. All right. Solana Rangers? Soul Rangers? Nah, that doesn't sound right. I think Soulmates. I think I might have to go with Soulmates. Hey, Soul Troopers. That might be a good one. Soul Troopers. You know, play on Stormtroopers, Soul Troopers. Hey, that sounds pretty good. Soul Troopers not bad. That might be better than Soulmates. What do we call cock holders? You call them cock holders. That's all you have to say. You don't need anything else. Was moving some coins, Digital Tiger ass, and didn't send my OP. I need OP ETH and ETH. Kind of turns me off, kind of odd. No, yeah, they are different. It has its own ETH, and if you're like trying to bridge between the two, you need ETH on both. Basically, it's a little weird, but yeah, I get what you're saying. That's why sometimes people get frustrated using dexes. They don't realize you need to save some gas. Like when you're using a SEX, it automatically subtracts out the gas that's needed to send. But like when you're using a wallet, you always have to send a little bit. If you accidentally send everything and now you want to do something else, you don't have enough gas fees, you got to like retransfer it back, and it's very annoying. So I totally get what you're saying. Cock holders. I think Soul Troopers is the best. Soul Troopers sound great. Yeah. What happens if I don't bridge my render to Soul? You probably should. Eventually there's not going to be enough to allow the conversion. All right. I'm going to call it Soul Troopers. From now on, Soul Troopers it is. All right. I guess that's it. Let's end on a high note. Solana rebooted. Had a network outage. Hasn't had one for a year, but unfortunately it did. We'll see if this is a reoccurring event again, like in 2022 and 2021. Hopefully not. But right now, Solana is holding pretty strong. The Soul Troopers are extremely, extremely bullish, and they're not going anywhere. And neither is Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is still trending upwards, looking like it wants to break out soon. That has not changed. All right, guys. Smash it a like. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye. I was pointing the wrong camera, by the way.